to truly be successful in anything, it is about 12 weeks to see the desired result you're looking for. That's the piece that I find is so overlooked and why so many people don't actually succeed long-term in what they're doing. Because what happens is everyone wants the stage moment, but are you willing to actually do what it takes to get there? No empires are built in a day. So it's like, if you're wanting true success, true wealth, true freedom in your life, you can't do that shit in a day. So stop looking for the easy out and like the thing that makes you feel the best in the moment, and decide, like, what do I know could give me the freedom and the life that I'm looking for in 3 to 5 years? Hello, you guys. Welcome to this week's episode of the Expand and Evolve podcast. This one I wanted to make short, sweet, quick, and I wanted to talk about the timelines of success and success principles over time. So this is coming from a place of, I see people I just ate a cookie, like mowed it as I walked up these stairs. So if I'm like making noises in my mouth, that's why. But I like needed to talk about this really quick. I wanted to get this recorded. I have another call soon. Anyways, so I want to talk about this because I see people all the time come in excited. They're excited to start a business. They're excited for what the future holds. They have hope. They feel this hit of inspiration, right? And in that hit of inspiration, they feel motivated, right? Right. Okay. So, but the problem is that hit of inspiration, that hit of motivation, that newness and excitement goes away. It's never going to remain indefinitely. It's impossible. Now my door is opening. There's a ghost. Okay. All right. We're just gonna roll with it. Okay. So people get excited about the newness and what could be, but then the unsexy part comes of having to actually stay consistent to get the desired result. Can you guys see I'm like really excited? I should have taken a deep breath. So that's the piece that I find is so overlooked and why so many people don't actually succeed long-term in what they're doing. Because what happens is, in the unsexy part of like needing to be consistent and needing to show up and having to do tasks daily, or like show up and take action toward the thing that you want, it's so the novelty wears off because you don't actually have the desired result yet. And so you don't have the motivation for like why you're even showing up. And then that can fade. And then immediately you're like, oh, well, maybe it's something else, or maybe it's not for me. Or like you start looking externally for something else to put your energy and intention into, when all along it's like, if you just stayed focused on that one thing, that would actually bring you so much further ahead with so much more success long term. And so what I wanted to talk about specifically was like the difference 1 year, 5 years, 10 years can make, for one. So I want to go into that, but then also a 90-day cycle and how transformative being able to keep yourself in intentional focus for 90 days can be to your life and business. Okay. So let's go into the 90-day cycle first. Then I'll talk about 1 year, 5 year, 10 year. So in the 90-day cycle, to truly be successful in anything, in the business that I'm in, and I've seen this in anything. So even when I used to be a fitness trainer and personal trainer, nutritionist, all the things, right? When I competed in bodybuilding, it is about 12 weeks to see the desired result you're looking for. If there's more transformation needed, you're looking at like 16 weeks, which is 4 months, or maybe 6 months, or 9 months, or a year. So depending on how much growth you actually need and the result that you're looking for. So think of it like linearly. If you're watching this, you can see my hands. So if your desired result is like, let's say it was losing 10 pounds. Okay. You can stay consistent for 12 weeks. No problem. You can lose 10 pounds. You could get super lean, super dialed in, super focused if you're pretty healthy already. Like here, I'll give this example. My body, my state right now, I could probably dial it in and be show ready in 12 to 16 weeks. That's just over 90 days to get my body prepped, ready to go for stage if I ever wanted to do that again, right? But if I was still like maybe like 10 pounds heavier, maybe I was carrying about 50 pounds of weight. If I tried to do that 50 pound, 60 pound weight loss in 12 weeks, like that's going to be like make my body crash. I'm going to be sick. I'm going to have hormone issues. I'm going to have all kinds of shit jacked up because I'm trying to force it quicker than it's meant to happen. Where if I gave myself 6 months or 9 months or even a year, like of course, incrementally over time, like I could dial in my diet and my exercise and like lose that gradually and get myself to the desired result. Are you following me? So that's my like old personal trainer brain. Okay. So now you bring it into business where you're thinking about growing a business. It's not any different. Like for you to get from point A to point B of the desired result that you're looking for, you need to give yourself like ample time to actually get there. So for example, like, I don't know, let's say you want to make 10K a month, but you're making $0 right now. And your services, let's say it's like $1,000 a client. Okay, well, you need 10 clients for that. Is that possible to do in a month? 100%. But if you've never gotten a client before, there's probably skill sets you need that you may or may not have in order to attain those clients. So for some people, they come into starting a business and they already have skill sets. Like they're personable and they're charismatic and they can talk to people and they have people skills and they know how to speak and they know how to sell by just being themselves. And those are skill sets that come naturally to some people. And then others they built over time, right? Some people come into a business, they have grit, they have resilience, they have vision, they have belief. Other people come in with the idea of it, but like they have no skill sets. They don't really have people skills. They don't really have a lot of network or friends or connections. They don't really know what grit or resiliency looks like. Maybe they've never actually gotten themselves to stay accountable to themselves before. Like there is such a range of where people come into wanting to grow a business. And so you have to take that like 90-day cycle concept where I know magic can happen in a 90-day cycle of full commitment and full conviction towards the thing that you're going for. But in that also, like, it depends where you're starting, right? And so the reason I bring that up is like the 10K a month for one person could be super easy. They already have the client base. They already have the people. It's going to be no problem. They know how to get clients. Easy, easy, easy. For other people, there is so much that has to go into their growth over time. That's not going to happen for them for 1 year, 10 years, like not 10 years, sorry, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, however long it takes. And it also depends on like the service or the thing you're selling or what you're providing, right? So do you get what I'm saying? So it's like everyone's timelines are always going to look different. And I think what can happen is in this age of Instagram, we see people who are already there. We see people who are successful. We see people who it inspires us. We're like, dang, I want that life. Dang, I want to do that. You see it and you want it right now. But what you don't see is the time it took for them to get to that place. Following? So you have to really give yourself like the space to actually grow into that success. So for example, if someone was to come across my Instagram right now, let's say it was like right off of this conference that we were just at, I'm getting all these accolades and awards and I'm public speaking and it seems like all great. They have no idea the effort and intentionality I've put into growing as a person these last over 10 years. I just got a text from my friend today. She just went, dude, this is so crazy. Like seeing you public speak because she went to university with me. And she's like, watching you on stage getting awards, public speaking is wild because I remember on presentation day when we used to have to present, it was my worst nightmare. Like head down, couldn't make eye contact. My eyes would like my cheeks would go red. I was so embarrassed. Like it was my worst nightmare. And now I'm just like out here speaking in front of thousands of people, have a podcast, talking no problem on my stories, doing all the things. Right. And so it just made me reflect and go like, so much has changed in my life over the last 10 years and like who I've grown into and through the skill sets and the things that were preparing me to be exactly where I am right now. Every little thing building upon each other. And so bringing me back to my 90-day cycle thing, it's like, okay, so for the person who comes in, right? Let's say you're like, you show up, you're super fit all the time. You're pretty lean already. It's like, you're dialed in. Like we could get you on stage for a show if that's something you wanted to do in like 6 weeks. No problem. Like you already have a consistent schedule. You work out consistently. You eat really well. You're already really lean. Like you already have the full package that's ready to go. Okay. In business, sometimes people start businesses like that. They already have the full package, everything created, everything ready. They're already super dialed in, able to hold themselves accountable, super consistent, all the things. They have all the qualities, right? Other people come in, the hot 100 people who need to lose 100 pounds and like, can I get on stage tomorrow? Absolutely not. Like you have so much to unpack here and move through before you're ready for that moment. This is kind of funny because actually like how in my business right now, like we go on stage and stuff too. And it's like everyone wants the stage moment, but are you willing to actually do what it takes to get there? Because if you bring it back to bodybuilding too, this is so crazy. I just love this tie-in so much, where it's like, if you bring it back to bodybuilding, where everyone looks up and like would love to have that perfect physique that's on stage, but are you actually willing to do what it takes to get there? Because I know for me, like that was a highlight of my life. Honestly, it was so fun being on stage and doing all of that. Like I loved it. But it's like, am I willing to go back and do what it took to do that again? I don't know. That shit is intense, right? And it's the same thing to get on stage in business and get awards and accolades and like be recognized. It takes grit, it takes effort, it takes consistency, it takes things that are outside your comfort zone. It takes you doing things that are not always what you feel like doing in the moment. When you'd rather be like laying in bed or hanging out with your friends or doing whatever, it's like, no, I actually have something that I feel committed to and convicted to that I need to do first for me. And so in that season where I was competing, it meant missing birthdays. It meant prioritizing the gym and my meals over spending time with family. And does it need to look that way? No. But in that season of 12 weeks of like blinders on, all in focus on that thing, that's what was required of me. And now if you jump towards my life now and being in the business I'm in and the growth that I've had and the success that I've had, it wasn't any different. Like that 90 days of me being all in, so consistent to get ready for stage, it was about 16 weeks when I first prepped, whatever, is the same as like my first 90 days in my business, you guys. We're fully obsessed. And I have a couple pointers I want to talk about too, but it's like, give yourself permission to get obsessed. You have to. If you want to be successful in anything, there is a degree of consumption it needs to have over you. You need to allow it to consume you. You need to allow it. We call it like when you almost get insomnia at night because you're like so excited. Your mind is spinning. You have so many ideas. So much is coming and like creating and you're so hyped and so excited. That is so valuable. That energy that you feel, like that is the buildup of like what is going to allow you to create something great. And that doesn't last. So when people are like, oh my God, I'm so worried, like I don't want to get too obsessed, or like, oh, I'm going to get so consumed by it. It's like, you should be getting consumed. That's a good thing. That's a positive thing. You need to be consumed in what you're creating if you want to see momentum, if you want to see true growth, if you want to see success. Like there is a degree of that. And so it's like, sometimes people are so worried about it, but I'm like, no, if you're feeling that, you need to utilize that. That is something that once you've been in a business for a long time, you crave to feel again. And so if you're in that phase right now where you're so hyped and so excited, it's like freaking lean all the way in and utilize that for as long as it lasts, because it will not last forever. And so, okay, coming back to 90-day cycles. I really have found that like if you stay consistent, you show up daily, you take the actions necessary for 90 days in any business, you're going to start that like ripple of momentum. You're going to start the process of bringing in a client or two, or like reaching the right people, or whatever you need to happen. Like it's going to start happening. You're going to build momentum when you show up for at least 90 days. If you show up for 2 90-day cycles, I find you can accomplish like honestly a lot of magic, especially in my business and network marketing. 2 90-day cycles, like a full 6 months, you can like scale through this comp plan. Like truly, like you can grow so much with that consistent. And I don't mean like, oh yeah, I just showed up every day and that was great. No, like you are taking consistent action every day, regardless of how you feel. So much can happen in 6 months, and people underestimate the power of that. And so it's like you show up for 2 days and you're like, oh, well, nothing's happening. Or you show up for a week and you're like, oh, that was a waste. Or you show up for like 1 week on and then 3 weeks off and then another week. And it's like, you haven't actually given it 90 days. And if you really did, you would be amazed at the success and the growth that you can have with a 90-day cycle. So regardless of the business you're in, I'm always like, hold yourself accountable for 90 days. See what shifts, see what happens when you actually take those actions daily for 90 days. Like you will be amazed. And every day is not going to be the same. Every day you're not going to match the same energy. Every day you're not going to do the exact same tasks, but you are doing something and taking as many actions as you can forward which is going to grow your business in the future. And I think this is part of, again, like this world we're living in with instant gratification and like wanting it right now. You forget that like those actions you're taking behind the scenes is what is going to show up as success later. But it takes all of that first in order to get that success that you're craving. So bring it back to the example of the gym, right? And like getting on stage. So what people didn't see in my transformation, like sure, they saw me before and then they saw me on stage and they saw me win first place and get all these things. What they didn't see was I was waking up at 4 a.m. I was getting up every single day, no matter how I felt, and hitting the gym before I got on a bus and a SkyTrain to get to work, where I walked for another 30 minutes because I didn't want to take a dirty, nasty SkyTrain, or a bus. Sorry. It was like dirty. Bleh. Anyway, so it's like they didn't see that. Then they didn't see that I pre-prepped and packaged every single one of my meals. I did not eat out. I ate chicken out of a baggie if I had to. I prepped and brought 6 meals with me. I brought my 4 liters of water. I did that every single day. I got off the SkyTrain and bus after 8 hours of work and 2 or 3 hours of commuting time, would go back to the gym for my cardio. I did that for 12 weeks straight. Did anyone see that? No. Back then I wasn't showing my life on Instagram either. I don't even think we had stories. So it's like, no one saw the effort and consistency I was putting in behind the scenes. Another point I want to point out is I had a full-time job. Okay. And then my commitment to like my health, fitness, whatever, was about, let's say like 2 hours a day. Sorry, throat. 2 hours a day. You can build a business, you guys, in 2 hours a day. So even though you still have prior commitments, like you are a full-time mom or you are working full-time or you have all these other commitments, you can still see success in a 90-day cycle doing it part-time. In business, you can still see success doing it part-time. I didn't have my first business like, oh, wow, I have all the time in the world, so I'm just going to go build my business. No, I was working full-time, and then building it on the side as I could to build it and get it to a place where like I could leave my job. So that's most people, unless you're like, dealt a bunch of money that like, oh, you don't have to work and just go build a business and someone gives you that freedom. But that's not most people. Most of us, that's not our life. Like we have to actually like work a full job, start to build a business. Then our business gets to a place we're able to leave the full-time job and then like pursue our business full time. That you can still do. So it's like we underestimate so much what we can accomplish even in an hour a day. Like imagine you put forth an hour of effort, intentional effort and action every day towards that dream that you have, that business that you have, that idea that you want to take off the ground. You would be amazed in 90 days if you consistently did that. You don't need all this time. You don't need 8 hours a day. If you have a full-time allotment for your building your business, it usually never works out. It's too much time. You need it to be like very condensed and intentional time in order to get yourself moving to where you want to go. So, okay. So 90 days, I'm telling you, 90-day cycle. Like if you have not committed to a full 90 days, commit to it. People want to do 75 hard. What do you think that works for? It's almost 90 days of commitment to something. So do it with your business and you will be amazed at where you can go. And so on top of that, so like and if again, bring it back to the workout thing, it's like, okay, let's say you have a really massive goal that you can't accomplish in 90 days. Okay, well, does it mean you're not going to go after the goal? Like for the person who maybe has 100 pounds to lose, but wants to step on stage one day, just because you can't do it in 12 weeks doesn't mean you're not going to do it. It's just like, you're going to have to give yourself 6 months, a year and a half to accomplish that thing rather than the easy thing that you would wish was only 90 days. So it's the same thing in business. Like if you have a big, big goal that you want to reach and it's not happening as quickly as you like, maybe you just need to give yourself more time. And I really believe like people underestimate how much can change in their life in 1 year of consistent effort and intention, and then 5 years and 10 years. So in 1 year, was I at my like big vision? Okay, so I'll bring it back to myself. So when I started my business, I built one business, transitioned, started building a network marketing business, and then kind of like let my other business go. But in that first moment where I decided to do this new business, my vision was to be in a place that I wasn't able to do in 1 year. But it didn't change that I put in the effort to try to get there over that first year. So even though that goal and that vision and like what I wanted to accomplish and achieve couldn't be met within a year, I didn't not do it. I was like, I better start now so I can have it later. So that's what I did. I started building my business. And then a year later, was I at the like tippity top goal that I wanted, that I had inspiration and vision for? No. But I knew, okay, if I keep going by 5 years, that feels doable for me. So what if I commit for the next 5 years to this thing and trust that like over time I will get there? And I did. And now, being in my 6th year, I'll be 7 years in October, I'm going through my next 5 years. And could I have imagined on day one where I would have been 1 year or 5 years down the road? Like, kind of, because like I did visualize it then. And so for me, I'm kind of like, of course I'm here now because I literally visualized it. I knew it was coming. I just had to give it the time to actually come to fruition and for like life things to catch up to get me there. But at the end of now this next 5-year cycle, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be in the place that I also imagined I would be. But in 10 years, because it's like, what, 3 years away, 3.5 years, and I'll be at 10 years. It's like, that's a decade of time. Imagine I didn't go all in when I did because I couldn't have instant success. Like, you guys, no empires are built in a day, let me tell you. Okay. So it's like, if you're wanting true success, true wealth, true freedom in your life, you can't do that shit in a day. So stop looking for the easy out and like the thing that makes you feel the best in the moment, and decide like, what do I know could give me the freedom and the life that I'm looking for in 3 to 5 years? If I believe that, and I know that to be true, then I'm going to give it my all right now so that my life in 3 to 5 years can look the way that I wish it did right now, but it doesn't. So I'm going to put in my focus, effort, and intention for the next 3 to 5 years to get me there, because I know that it's worth it. Because by going all in right now, I'm starting that 3 years, versus if you keep waiting and pushing it off, you're delaying the success that you ultimately know that you want and the life that you know that you want. So you have to start. You have to. And like, no one starts with 1,000,000 clients and super successful and doing $1 million in sales and a massive team. And like, no one starts with that. They all start with the vision in their mind of what they know is possible, and then the conviction to do it and commit to it long enough to see it through. Okay. So for me right now, that's really honestly all I want to talk about. And so it's like, I think of myself 7 years, like coming up to 7 years this year, going towards my last 3 to put me into a decade of experience. It's like, that's expert level experience, right? You can't be an expert when you've been doing something for 1 day. This takes time. You get better, you learn, you grow, you develop skill sets, you develop leadership qualities. Like, I hear it so often, people are like, oh my God, I'm worried to do it because like, I don't have these skill sets. You're not going to. You're going to develop them as you go. You're going to develop them as you learn. Like, that's part of growing a business. And so I would just say to you, like, really trust that vision that you want, it's so possible for you. You just have to be willing to go after it and stay consistent long enough to see it come to fruition and come through. And it's just so, like, it is so possible. And now when I look at like, holy, the vision that I had 1 year, 2 years, 3 years in of what I wanted my life to look like in 10 years, 10 years felt so far away. It felt so far away. We do exercises all the time. It's called Drinks and Dreams. And like, we'll do exercises where you talk about your dream life and you write it down and like where you want to be in 5 years or 10 years and all that stuff. Right. You guys, I'm going to accomplish every single thing. And it's not even really accomplish. It's like, I'm going to feel the ways that I wanted to feel. I'm going to have the things that I wanted to have, like the land, the farm, the freedom, the flexibility, the family, like all of it is right here. It's all happening because I had the courage to visualize it 5, 6, 7 years ago, and then had the courage to act on it and stay consistent long enough to watch it come true. And you have the power to do that too. You just need to stop being wishy-washy, go all in with one thing. Decide the thing that you know can guarantee you, and obviously nothing is guaranteed, but like, you know, and you believe and you trust can give you that life that you're looking for in 3 to 5 years from now, and decide to commit to it and go 100% all in. Because no, you're not going to feel like much is changing. When I was doing the workouts every single day, grinding, consistent, wanting to eat chocolate, but I was eating the freaking chicken, like, doing the thing day after day after day after day and staying on it, did I actually think that those changes were happening? Could I see them in the moment? Absolutely not. I couldn't see them. I had to trust the process. I had to trust the person who was guiding me. I had to trust that what they were saying was true and that if I followed the plan would work. And so I did. And when I stepped on stage, I won first place. Could I see it? No. Could I see when I was taking those daily actions to move my business forward that I would be the person on stage? Getting first place in certain ones, getting all these awards? No. But I trusted the day-to-day process. And that's the part people get hung up on, is they want confirmation of the end result before they put in any of the effort to get there. So what you're wanting is like, someone tell me I'm going to be successful and like, prove it to me. Show me that that's worth it. Show me it's worth my time. But like, you can't see that. You can't see it. You're not going to be able to see it. You have to trust that like these daily actionable, intentional things that I'm doing are going to get me there. But if you keep looking up and wondering how far you've gotten, where you are, you're never going to get there. You have to just do the thing and trust that like the end result will eventually come from doing the thing. Okay. Okay. That's it for today. So, believe in what can be possible in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Trust that if you actually show up with a vision and conviction for what you want and you take those actions toward it, allow yourself to get a little bit obsessed, you will be amazed at what you can create over time. Stop looking at people's success and thinking that, oh, I just wish I had it. They worked for it. You didn't see that part of it. So trust that like you have to put in your dues and your time too. Make it fun. Like this is exciting. Every action you're taking, you're building your dream life. Like that's incredible. That should be inspiring enough. That should move you. So lean into that and trust that by putting in the time, everything that you want is coming for you and coming to you because you've already decided what it is. You just need to now go take those aligned actions toward it for it to come to you. You have the potential. You're totally capable. Just like I was. All I did was take the actions, you guys. That's it. So you're so capable beyond what you could imagine, but you need the vision and you need to decide what you want and trust that like when you take those actions, it will come to you. So thanks for being here. If this episode was helpful, please share it with someone, like it, subscribe if you're on YouTube or like the podcast, whatever you can do, leave a review. That helps so much for it to reach other people. So thank you so much for being here. Put in the work for a 90-day cycle. Give yourself the time to actually accomplish the thing. And just get excited about what your life could look like in 1 year, 5 year, 10 years if you just commit and put in the time. Thank you guys. And I will see you in the next episode.